I am here for the International Research Society for Children's Literature for the 2023 Congress on the campus of UC Santa Barbara. There is a week full of panels, and I am going to bring you with me to hear from some of the top scholars in international research in children's literature.
Aren't you tired of the drama? You use your words like they are knives. I don't need that type of drama and trying to be tough all the damn time. You try to make yourself feel better by taking me down. Once I fell, but now I'm strong, I'm ready for the rematch. Shoot me down, don't you know I get up? Yeah, baby, I will fight. No, there ain't nothing stopping me. I'm bulletproof, I won't fall. I'm bulletproof, go on and shoot me down. I will always get up again. You're looking at me so cold. Get over yourself, are you for real? Why are you looking at me so cold? One's love is now we're enemies. You try to make yourself feel better by taking me down. Once I fell, but now I'm strong, I'm ready for the rematch. Shoot me down, don't you know I get up? Yeah, baby, I will fight. No, there ain't nothing stopping me. I'm bulletproof, I won't fall. I'm bulletproof, go on and shoot me down. I will always get up again.
Don't worry, I have two beds, my outdoor clothes bed and my shower and PJs bed. Even though it was just for a couple of hours tonight during the reception, it was really great to start putting some faces to names. I got to meet Diane Johnson Feelings in real life. She has been a phenomenal mentor. We've only been able to meet on Zoom, and I had the opportunity to meet her today in person. That was so great. And just meeting everyone just seems to be so kind and so gracious. So I'm looking forward to hearing everyone's research during this week. The sun is setting. That means we need to get to bed because we have an early start tomorrow. So I will see you in the morning. Good morning. It was so lovely waking up to the sound of the waves, very refreshing. This morning, the first panel starts at 9 a.m. and I don't know if you ever read The Island of the Blue Dolphins. It was one of my favorite books growing up. I remember doing a book report on it in the 4th grade. Well, this morning, one of the keynote speakers is actually doing her panel on The Island of the Blue Dolphins. The panel is called Precursors, Legacies, and Possibilities of Scott Odell's Island of the Blue Dolphins by Sarah Schwebel. She is from the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. I almost forgot I didn't show you my swag. This is the tote bag with the original art for this year's Congress. Of course, a notebook for all of the notes I'm going to be taking over the next week. Blank pages. We have a fan. Delightful. And then we have a printed copy of all of the panels that are occurring. Let's see. And of course, a pen. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, now we're ready to go.
Give me love. Give me all your love, oh, 'cause I want you. No one else makes me feel this way. Don't know what you do. Hold my hand, could you hold my hand? Look me in the eyes. You and me, yeah, that's all I need. And I'll be alright. I'll be right.
As I stand here, feet firmly planted in Chumash territory, I begin by acknowledging.
Hold me closer. I wanna stay here with you. All that we have is each other now. I promise I won't leave your side. Be who you are and you'll be enough. If you're giving me your love, giving me your love. All that we have is each other now. Promise you won't leave my side. I hope who I am is enough for you. If I'm giving you my love, giving you my love.
You see, Santa Barbara is giving me the Little Mermaid vibes. Hello. I am checking in, making sure that you are staying hydrated. I am applying more sunscreen because it is nearing 4 p.m. and the sun is in full force, even though there's a really nice breeze happening. I don't know if you can hear the various students outside of the dorm, but the ocean is right there, and so they're all headed to the beach. I am taking a quick break just to get a little mental clarity. I'm receiving so much good information at this conference. However, as you know from the introvert diaries or introvert confessions, I need a little bit more solitude time. So I'm skipping on this third session in order to take about a 45-minute break before heading to the final session and then dinner. And then there is an early career faculty gathering so that I can meet other junior faculty who are here. I'm learning so much. I am also making sure my lips aren't chapped, get some chocolate, as well as staying hydrated. Oh, I want to tell you some of the things that I've learned this morning. Where are my notes? It was so great to have the Island of the Blue Dolphins put into context. Sarah's keynote panel just taught me so much about the history of the island. It is currently a naval base, so the island is not accessible to the public, and they stopped excavation on the island, I believe she said in 2015, 2016. When they excavated the cave that inspired the setting for the novel, they did find artifacts that were important to the indigenous communities in this area, and as a result they are no longer doing excavation on the land. I can't remember exactly which law she was referring to, but there was a law in terms of it having indigenous land rights, and as a result of that, archaeologists were no longer able to access that land. And she was acknowledging how there was this kind of negative and positive view on who has access to this land when it comes to which native tribes have the resources to claim their land rights and which tribes do not. Another thing that she brought up, which I 100% agree with and also find super fascinating as I continue to think about some of the work that I do, is this concept of the lone girl who survives. I remember when I was talking to Dr. Kim this summer, particularly around The Little Princess, there was also this desire to see how young girls can survive as the lone one. And I believe the same is for Anne of Green Gables, and perhaps we can even make this argument with The Little Prince, that there is this longing for an underdog story, and it becomes even more heightened when we're thinking about that one person fighting against their oppressor alone. I also went to a panel on perspectives in Asia on children's literature, and one of the scholars, Dr. Wee, was talking about When You Trap a Tiger, which is one of the books that I teach in my young adult class on girlhood. It was interesting to hear about her take on Korean folktales about tigers and how that is subverted in Tay Keller's version of When You Trap a Tiger and her reimaginings of the Korean folktales. More specifically, the tiger in the Korean folktales is male. However, Keller's version, I should probably not spoil. You should skip over if you don't want to hear. But I'm sure, as you can imagine, the tiger in Tay Keller's version is female, which changes the dynamic of the folktales. And for my thought point, reimagines it as a feminist text, but does so in a complicated way because now we're seeing the young protagonist fight against a maternal figure as opposed to a patriarchal one, which would have been the case had the tiger remained male. Just something to consider. Dr. Wee and I had a great conversation shortly after and plan on remaining in conversation in order to continue to process this symbol of the tiger for both Korean folktales and Korean culture, as well as Korean American culture. I have about an hour before the last panel, and I am wondering if I should take a nap on my outside closed bed or go walk by the beach. Hearing the waves makes me want to take a nap, but also hearing the waves makes me want to walk by the beach. These are my troubles. I know.
Waiting for a sign to show me my way in. The only point I reach is frustration. And then back again. Trying to see why I had to lie. Go around the moon with your heart in. Then back again.
Good afternoon. It is just about 4 o'clock and I haven't vlogged all day, but I'm going to give you a recap of how great today was. Of course, there was breakfast, there was the keynote, there was a panel, there was a mentor-mentee lunch that I got to participate in. The thing that I forgot to show you yesterday was another part of my swag. It's over there. I will be right back. I have retrieved it for you, and dun 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 dun. Look at this. Doesn't this just scream hydrate, hydrate, hydrate? Look at the quality. Do you see that? So grateful. Something else I want to show you is well, I'm going to give you something to be jealous about. Look who signed it. Look at that. It reads, Dear LaShawn, here is to long, wonderful conversations, Daphne Zor. She is here. I had the opportunity to hear her speak yesterday and it was wonderful. And we had a brief chat during lunch today, and I am also looking forward to more wonderful conversations with her. This morning, we had a wonderful keynote speaker. Her name is Laura Sagasag, Saguisag, out of NYU, and she spoke on When Oil and Childhood Mix, Children's Literature and / as Petroculture, and it was phenomenal. Basically, she looked at these oil companies who write and produce and publish and release children's picture books promoting the oil industry, really as an opportunity to encourage the continued use of oil and the continued use of fossil fuels. This again had not been something that had come to mind for me. It just wasn't a focus. So I was really, really grateful for her. The way she broke down how corporations are also using children's literature to continue to expand their reach and their influence in ways that are harming the environment and harming the earth, and continuing to promote the unsustainable ways that we are using energy. I also went to a panel on girlhood, and it was girlhood looking at the 1700s and 1800s. Super interesting. Again, these are out of my years, as you know, or perhaps don't know. I look at girlhood within popular culture, much more contemporary. As late as May 2023, I will be presenting on the newest rendition of The Little Mermaid. That is how new my work is and how contemporary my work is. So it was really great to hear from these scholars who were looking at girlhood in the earlier centuries. It was just so great. I am so grateful to be here. There are so many great thinkers, so many great speakers, so many great projects and research that's going on in the field. And I feel like being here has opened my mind to not only what's happening internationally, but what are some of the new ways and new pathways we're thinking about how children's literature impacts knowledge, knowledge making, knowledge reproduction. What else? What else is there to share? I felt like I had something else. Oh, Maya Gonzalez. Maya Gonzalez is the illustrator for this year's theme. She will be presenting in about 45 minutes. So after my break, I'm going to head to hear her talk. And then tomorrow there's an excursion to the museum and to the Santa Barbara missions for continued conversations around Island of the Blue Dolphins. And you know, I'm going to take you, and you're welcome, and it's going to be wonderful, and we're going to learn so much, and I'm really excited about it. It was great check-in. I will see you soon.
And I almost thought of it as a great place where I could practice my skills. And what happened, I don't know that I expected this initially, was that I had approached all of my creativity, all of my painting, all of my everything as a healing act, right? As something to heal me personally. So as I started entering into children's books, I was like, oh my God, I have so much to heal here. I have so much to face.
I can't be the one you keep running to whenever you feel down. I can't be that someone who'll always be there when something's wrong. I can't rely on you now. I can't rely on you anymore. I can't depend on you now. I can't rely on you.
Today we are exploring the Santa Barbara Museum of Natural History as well as the Santa Barbara Mission to find out more about the lone woman of San Nicolas Island, the inspiration of Island of the Blue Dolphins. Let's go!
Got me up all night, putting things on the side. What do you have in mind? She's awake all the time. What are you trying to find?
What you're going to be seeing are 3 areas in the mission that are associated with
I'm vibing with all we have. Yeah, I'm feeling what we are now. I'm laying down on the ground. All I do is thinking out loud. Yeah, I'm vibing with all we have. I'm feeling what we are now. All I do is thinking out loud. Cause I'm running with these emotions, stumbling out of bed. One hell of a roller coaster. You're messing with my head. I'm ending up so clueless. What are you trying to find? I'm running with these emotions. Tell me, what do you have in mind? through our phone in the night. No, I'm here by your side. So tell me where are you now? When your head is in the clouds, I wanna find out now. Cause I'm vibing with all we have. Yeah, I'm feeling what we are now. I'm laying down on the ground. All I do is thinking out loud. Yeah, I'm vibing with all we have. I'm feeling what we are now. All I do is thinking out loud. Cause I'm wondering with
I mean, I feel like I say this in every vlog of every time I do anything in California, but these summer days are absolutely gorgeous, and I'm learning so much about the native community that had and has continued to inhabit the coastal lands of Santa Barbara. It kind of feels like I'm back in Seoul, exploring a city all by myself. I am currently walking downtown Santa Barbara, looking for some good vegan food, taking you with me. It's kind of fun. The sun is setting, is absolutely beautiful, and of course, all of the buildings and this kind of Spanish style makes me feel like I'm somewhere in Europe.
Days are speeding by. There ain't no time to cry about giving up on things I really need, like laying on your chest, no distractions, moving with nowhere to go.
I honestly just feel like the more I learn about the lone woman, the heavier my heart gets. We learned from the documentary that she had been on the island for 18 years by herself before they sent a boat to return her to the mainland. I just feel like her story is going to stick with me in a way that it hasn't before. The memory of reading Island of the Blue Dolphins as a child isn't the only memory now that I have, but that I can hold the lone woman, or how she's also known as Juana Maria, in my heart. Other than the excursion, I spent most of the day practicing for my talk tomorrow. I do need to spend a couple of minutes writing the introduction for tomorrow's keynote speaker. I am moderating the keynote speaker panel in the morning, and then I will probably practice one more time. Actually, I will practice one more time, and then off to bed. Tomorrow is the last day. It feels like that we've been here for a month learning, but it's only been about a week, and I am excited to attend the final ceremonies where the location for the next IRSCL 2025 will occur. So that is something we get to look out for tomorrow. Hope you have a good night. I will see you in the morning. It is the morning of my presentation, also the morning of my panel moderation. So I am getting ready now, and we'll see you out there.
In the mirror, who's looking back at me? I don't know what happened. Guess we weren't meant to be. I know we had problems. I thought we could fix them.
I think this is where the final dinner will be. It's so foggy this morning.
Wish that I knew how to go on. Baby, you and me, we're so messed up together. Even if we tried, we'd be stuck here forever. I don't understand right now.
panel went really well. I'll definitely tell you a little bit more about Dr. Nxumalo's research later. Right now, I have signed up to go to the special collections, which I'm really excited about. The special collections in the Santa Barbara UC campus library, and that starts in about 10 minutes, and then we'll have our lunch break as well as my panel afterwards, and I will let you know how that goes. I'm really excited.
Now say goodbye and try to move on. I'll get over you, only wish that I knew how to go on. Baby, you and me, we're so messed up together. Even if we tried, we'd be stuck here forever. I don't understand right now how to make it through, but I'll get over you, and it's not like I'm gonna hate you. It's what it is, nothing left that we could do. Even though it hurts right now, we will make it through. I'll get over you.
It went really well. The audience questions were really helpful to see how I can move forward with this piece and if I should expand upon it for an article or should I just kind of leave it in its current state and make that a part of the book that I'm currently writing. I'm just grateful that there are opportunities and avenues that I can take this, that it did not seem that there wasn't an audience for it, that there is actually a lot of engagement around it. Of course, it is a popular object, The Little Mermaid. But again, I'm grateful for the feedback of my colleagues, and yeah, I'm going to let myself eat some chocolate and get some reading done until dinner tonight. And I will see you for the last event of IRSCL.